Hey, welcome to today's live stream. It is Denise from This and That with Denise Jordan. And if you want to learn more about running a household, subscribe. If you want to see product reviews about videos that can benefit you in your home, subscribe. Because I do videos about those topics all the time. So subscribe, check me out. And today I just really wanted to come on and share with you guys a little bit about what I'm reading. But before we get into that, I thought I would just share a few other things with you. The last time I was on live, I was on way too long. I think I was on a little over an hour, and I certainly had not intended to do that. I just got to chatting away, and the next thing I knew, it had been 70 minutes. So I am not going to be on that long tonight. But I was thinking about a few books that I wanted to share with you that I have been reading. Also give you an update on my mom. And then let you see one of the lipsticks that I have been trying. So let's take a look at that. If you see this lipstick, this is what I am actually wearing. And I know it looks kind of crazy. This is what it looks like. But this is the thing. It's called the Mood Matcher. It is the 12-hour lip color Mood Matcher. And this lipstick, it looks black. You know, it looks goth. But when you put it on, this is what it looks like. So, looks like I rubbed some on my face. Now, how did I do that? Who knows? But this is what it looks like on. When I did an unboxing the other day, I did an unboxing of my Glossyboxes, and I had shared it with you. This is the box that it comes in, like this. And then when you take a look at it, this is what the lipstick actually looks like. And as you can see here, it's pretty true to that. And I just happen to have a lip liner that is this color. So it worked out really well. So tell me, what do you think in the comment section below? That you would see the lip color look like this, but when you put it on, it looks like this. So there's that. So I wanted to share that with you. And then I had told you guys about my mom being in the hospital, and now she's in the rehab unit. So she is doing so much better. And I am hoping that she'll be able to come home maybe at least by next Friday. They have the family meeting on Wednesday, and then we'll find out how they feel like she's been doing in occupational therapy and physical therapy and all of that. So I'm really excited to share with you, though, that she is doing much better. So I do have some on with me right now. So say hey to me, kind of send me a little note to let me know who you are and where you are so that I can give you a shout out too. So please do that. And then I guess I better switch glasses so that I can actually read what's on the screen. The ones that I'm switching to are my computer glasses, and I had them made specifically so that I can see what's on the computer, because I could read just fine with when I'm looking from a distance, but when I'm trying to look close up at the computer, that kind of thing is getting to a point where I just kind of needed a little support. So these are my computer glasses. The other thing that I was sharing with you guys the other day was that I was going to be honored at a program today that was hosted by the Deltas for my community service. And this is the plaque that I was awarded. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? The program was just so nice, and I was so pleased that they picked me to be honored in the physical and mental health category. So there was my award. And like I said, I was really pretty pleased with that. So now, the purpose of today's live stream was to really tell you a little bit about what I'm reading. So let me just share with you. First of all, I'm reading a book by, well, this is actually an audiobook by Debbie Macomber. And it is called Between Friends. And now it's got 8 CDs. This is how they look. And I listen to a lot of audiobooks when I'm cooking or cleaning or that kind of thing, when I'm in the car. And I have to say, this particular book is very different from any of the ones I have ever read by Debbie Macomber. It is actually a book that is a series of letters between two friends. And the friends start out in elementary school, and you kind of see the progress of their life as well as world events through their letters or their notes in school. When they're in school, they're sending each other notes in study hall, that kind of thing. And then as adults, they're sending each other notes from across the country, from where they lived, and it kind of shows how their lives have turned. One of the girls is somewhat poor, and one of the girls is much more economically advantaged than the other. But they remain staunch friends throughout their lives. And it's really interesting because the two girls were actually born, I believe, in 1948. So it kind of shows their lives and then the world events throughout that time. And some of the things they talk about I could really relate to, and then some of the things, of course, were a little different for me. But I really enjoyed it. And I have to say that the characters in the book, the way the characters evolve and how you learn about their life story is simply amazing. Like I said, Debbie Macomber, this is a new twist for her. She's the one that writes like the Mrs. Miracle ones, a lot of those sweet Christmas stories, that kind of thing. Well, this one's not so sweet. These two girls who become women, you see actual life situations that happen to them as young girls in high school, as women, as married women. And I'll just read you a little bit of the back of the book. Jillian Lawton and Leslie Adamski, two girls from very different backgrounds. Jillian is the only child of wealthy parents, while Leslie's from a working class family. They become best friends in the turbulent 60s, but their circumstances, their choices, and their mistakes just really kind of play out their lives. And like I said, these characters are so well developed, so well formed, it's almost as if you really know them. And there were a couple of times I was in the car listening, and I'd be like, oh, what? Like, no, and like, don't do it, and don't believe him, and that kind of thing while I was driving. So I am telling you, this is really a great read. So hey, Born to Book, I am sharing information today about what I am reading, and I was sharing the latest Debbie Macomber, which is Between Friends. And as I was saying, this is the most well-developed characters that I've ever seen in one of her books. Not that I haven't enjoyed her other ones, because I have, but this book has really been amazing. And it is one of those where you don't want it to end. So Bookie, I think you would love this. I was telling my sister Mickey at Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray about it, and she was like, I've never heard you talk about a book like that before. I might have to check that out. So you can either get it hard copy and read it, or you can get the audio book. So I encourage you to try this one. And then the other one that I am currently reading is this one, and it is called Pecan Pies and Homicides. Now, this is the first book by this author that I have tried. And I find that I am really loving it. And it turns out there is a series. This is the Charmed Pie Shop Mystery. And evidently, this is about a community of women and men who have, we'll say, magic powers. I don't want to call them witches, but I believe they're similar to that. But they have different levels of magic powers. And their characters are also very well developed. But what this one particular girl does, she infuses her magic into the foods that she cooks. And can make people feel happy, or to tell the truth, or feel young again, things like that. This one has 8 DVDs in it, and you get about 9.5 hours of reading pleasure in this one. And like I said, I do books on CD when I'm cooking, when I'm cleaning, maybe if I'm taking a bath, if I'm driving particularly, I do books on CD then. So this is another really good one. And I'm really kind of enjoying getting to know the magical creatures in this one. So now the magic in here is not like a bad magic, and you don't see, it's not a dark magic or anything like that. So if you like a little bit of fantasy, I think you might enjoy this. So there's that. Now I've got a few that I am also reading on my Kindle. And I just kind of wanted to share some of those. And I've been doing a lot of books on CD, but these are also audiobooks that I'm getting on my Kindle. So the first one is John Grisham's Rogue Lawyer. That book was amazing. I'm a Grisham fan, number one, anyway. But the Rogue Lawyer was just a little bit of a twist on the things that he normally does. So there was one story that was kind of carried throughout the whole book, but you found yourself learning about different cases that this particular lawyer was representing. Very, very good. And again, John Grisham, his characters are always very well defined. You kind of don't always know what kind of direction or twist the story is going to go. And he's called a rogue lawyer because he's not your typical lawyer that you find with a fancy office and, you know, going to, fancy courts and all that kind of thing. But he's called a rogue lawyer for a reason. His office is kind of mobile, and he's kind of going from here to there, and he kind of takes on some pretty unusual cases, I should say. But most of the time, his characters are believable and innocent. So I'll just say that. But this one's really a good one. So if you like John Grisham, check out John Grisham's Rogue Lawyer. Another one that I'm really loving is Nora Roberts' Shelter in Place. Now this one was very interesting. Now I'm a big Nora Roberts fan. There's not much she can write that I don't like. This Shelter in Place, though, was completely different from what I expected. And it takes on the current problem of gun violence. And what happens is a mass shooting at a mall. And you kind of follow the lives of several characters who survived and what they felt like and how they lived and kind of what happened to them as a result of surviving. But you also get to know who was the mastermind behind the shooting and a little bit about the lives of the ones who did the shooting and the mastermind and that whole 9 yards. It is very interesting, and the term shelter in place really has a very unique meaning. So I'm not going to give too much away, but I just want to say check out Nora Roberts' Shelter in Place because it is truly amazing. And then 3 others that I just finished were in a series, and they were by Denise Grover Swank. And the first one in the series was called The Substitute Bridegroom. The second was The Player, and the third was The Gambler. And it's about 3 friends who have known each other since grade school. And in each of the different books, a different one gets married. So Sandra Tagaban is on. So hey Sandra, it's good to see you. And today I'm just doing kind of like a book review. I'm giving you an update on what I'm reading. And these 3, I'll show you what they look like, what the covers of the books look like. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know if you can or not. So here's the first one. Well, I don't think you can see those, so I won't bother with that. But The Substitute Bridegroom is all about a girl or woman who has called off her wedding and has broken up with her bridegroom, but is afraid to tell her mother and her father because they've spent so much money on the wedding. And so you kind of find out what happens as a result of that. In The Player, you see another one of the friends who maybe finds her Prince Charming, so to speak, and what happens with them. And then the third one is called The Gambler, and again, it's the third girl in the series, and some of the characters you kind of meet in the different books. All 3 of them are very good. Now, I will say, these 3 are just a little bit more risque than the other 2. Now, they weren't raunchy, but there's just a little bit more, we'll just say, sex that goes on in these 3 than you get in the others. So if that's not a problem for you, read it. So Sandra, if you like to read, check out Frances. I'll have to catch that on the replay because I missed it. But I love reading, and it's something that I always do. Either I'm reading a book on CD or I've got a hard copy. So again, let me encourage you to try the series by Denise Swain, The Substitute Bridegroom, The Player, and The Gambler. So there are those. And so these are the ones on my carousel that you should be able to see without any problems. So here is John Grisham's The Rogue Lawyer. This is Nora Roberts' Shelter in Place. And then those are the other three that I was telling you about. So that's those three. And then one hard copy one that I did want to share with you is Heather Graham's A Dangerous Graham. Now, I love Heather Graham. I like most of whatever she reads. And this one looks like it's a pretty current novel. And I haven't started it yet. But just from looking at the dust jacket, it sounds like something that I would enjoy. So I just wanted to share with you this particular author, Heather Graham, who is amazing. So do check her out. So those are the things that I wanted to share with you. And then Sandra, you were on the other day, and so were you, Bookie, when I showed those Glossybox unboxings. This is the lipstick that I unboxed, and I am wearing it today. This is actually what it looks like. So it actually turned out pretty well. So that is it for now. Like I said, I wasn't going to hold you guys very long, so I did just want to share with you what I'm currently reading. I've got my shout out Sunday to do tomorrow, and thanks, Bookie. This did really turn out very nicely. I'm going to do my shout out Sunday probably live tomorrow too, because when I get back from the hospital sometimes it's just too much to be able to set up all the lights and do all the videos, then do the editing, and then be able to bring it to you in a video. So we'll see whether or not I can get that done tonight. So just so you know, I've raised 3 children. I've managed a home for more than 45 years, and I'm a nurse by profession. So if you want to learn more about running a household, subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap it up so that you guys can either enjoy your families or get to bed early for church tomorrow or whatever. And I will be getting the rest of my notes together for Shout Out Sunday. So I will see you later. Bye.